Big Sky Breakdown, proudly presented by the Bobcat Collective at Montana State. The Bobcat Collective is the NIL collective that serves Montana State University student-athletes. The collective has partnered with Montana State to connect fans, alumni, businesses, and local nonprofits with Montana State student-athletes. Opportunities through the collective allow student-athletes to earn compensation while serving the greater Montana State University community. Sign up now for memberships and enjoy automatic entry into raffles for free tickets while supporting the bright minds at Montana State. They have multiple different membership tiers, and you can also be a one-time supporter, and you can also business partner or corporate supporter. Visit bobcatcollective.com for more.
They're all down here. Feels familiar for a minute. For a minute, for sure.
Tommy, the jump from FCS to NFL is enormous, but to make that jump and go to a completely different position is abnormal.
Yep.
And you're now starting to find your sea legs. Do you feel like it's starting to come together a little bit for you here?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, as a freshman in college, I got to Montana State, and I obviously we played with the best teams in the nation my freshman year, and they were able to find a role for me on special teams, and so I've had obviously that year of experience playing football, but at the end of the day, I've always talked about it. I think I was always a quarterback, but more importantly than anything, I was a football player, and so. I take pride in that, and so it's just been an honor to come down here and learn from Coach McMahon, another guy from Montana who is just, beyond this world, intelligent and passionate about the game of football, and to learn from a guy like that and be able to see him and work with him every single day has been, an absolute pleasure, and he's helped me out a ton.
You've always been an athlete, so kick return, punt returner is an athlete. How has having been a quarterback helped you adjust to learning wide receiver?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think, from the standpoint, I definitely understand the X's and O's of the entire scheme. I think one thing that is so unique is I know what the entire concept is, and I get to see what the defense is, and watching film, I really understand what our offense is trying to achieve. I think the biggest thing is obviously all the nuances and the details of the route and understanding, actually winning those one-on-ones. I've kind of talked about it as I used to be the field general and letting everyone else win their one-on-ones, and now it's I'm out there trying to win the one-on-ones. So that piece is for sure coming along. But I think that just understanding offense has been very helpful for me.
Talk about your tackle, your solo on Junior.
Yeah, I know, it was crazy. I thought about it, that possibility yesterday, and it obviously came to fruition. I remember my freshman year, we played over in Missoula, and I had missed a few tackles, and so I was kind of joking. I was like, I have to find a way to make up for my wrongs from back then. So, but he's a competitor. It's such a pleasure to compete against another guy from Montana, and then it was kind of a surreal moment for sure. For it was almost like it was meant to be, I guess, two Montana guys, in the preseason. So it was pretty cool.
Say anything real quick?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Say anything real quick to him?
I didn't. No. It was I think both of us were just kind of you're out there on the field, and it's wow, you're just kind of playing with your instincts. So.
How about your kick return?
Yeah, no, that was awesome. The front line just made it obviously. We just have amazing special teams guys. I think the Raiders and Coach McMahon, they take great pride in their special teams play, and obviously it shows today. The guys in the front line, making amazing blocks. Those singles are not easy. So, just obviously get a kick going my way and making the most of it after those guys open up the hole for me.
Tommy, you've been working hard in special teams. Sorry about that. How important is it to get kind of rewarded for that hard work today with the tackle and the long return?
Yeah, every single day I've been going through tackling drills and blocking drills. I've been catching punts, after practice, all those things, catching kicks, and it's all these things I haven't done for the past 8-10 years, like a lot of guys, and so it is very rewarding to see progress and to see the potential. It's always, there's a lot of things that happen in practice, but once you get to the game, it's entirely different. And so just to see it come to fruition with all the work that I've been putting in was significant for me.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Right down the road. Pump it up. Oh, yeah.
Is a will you marry me in your future? Or maybe you do it all over again. Hi, I'm Brian Toon with Jewelry Design Center, inviting you to come see the largest selection of Will You Marry Me in the state of Montana. The brightest diamonds of every shape and size, unique settings built to last, and skilled jewelers on site offering free sizing and maintenance for life, because that's how long we want to be your jeweler. Jewelry Design Center in Missoula, on Brooks, across from the Montana Club.
Is that your first tackle at a game since that freshman year of college?
I think my sophomore year, and unfortunately, I think I've only thrown like 6 interceptions my 3 years of playing quarterback. But I remember we played Weaver State, and it was like the second drive, and I threw an interception to their nickel who fell off, and man, like he just didn't do what he was supposed to do. Didn't cover his man, but he read the play really well, and then I had to go make a tackle. I think it was like the second drive, and that was the game that I ended up, I think, ran for like 300 yards, and we won it with all those punts that got snapped over his head.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
So I think I've had whatever, like, that was most recent tackle was my sophomore year.
Yeah.
How was your comfort level with another Montana here, being here with Coach McMahon?
Yeah, no, I mean, immediately as soon as I got down here, it was a guy that kind of took me under his wing and has certainly believed in me and given me opportunities, and so I'm extremely grateful for him, and just the way he's mentored me has been amazing for sure. Like I said, he's as passionate as they come about special teams and about football, and it's really just amazing to work with him, and he obviously had all of his influence with Colt, in his career, and so it's really like a special opportunity to kind of a full circle moment with the Butte connection with Coach McMahon and special teams and all that stuff, and obviously seeing Colt today too was amazing.
Well, it was teasing Colt about the 2019. You guys were on the same high school team. He's an assistant. You're playing for the Bulldogs. Here we are, 6-7 years later, and you're in the middle of an NFL stadium. I mean, that's just crazy, right?
Yeah, no, Coach Gray, he always would joke with me. He said, after my last year of college, he said, well, I don't know what your plan is, but if you want to become a coach, like you can coach at Butte High, and we have a track record that the last guy, we coached here for a year and then got a job in the NFL. Like we produce, NFL level, and that was obviously because of Colt, and so that was just so, it's just so funny to think about that for sure. But yeah, he came back and obviously worked with us that year. Just so passionate about football, and he loves it. And he recognized that he wanted to go, back and coach at the NFL, and it's, again, incredible to be out there with Coach McMahon, Colt, and Junior as well. It was, I don't think there's that many guys from Montana have been on an NFL field that, ever really, probably. And then also, Sebastian Valdez, their D tackle. He was my former roommate at Montana State, who transferred to UW, and it was a surreal moment for sure to kind of all of us come together here. So it was very special.
Last question for me: just what was the moment like when you were issued your NFL deal?
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, just like, after I got drafted, they gave me a call and they said they were going to send some stuff my way to obviously I got, all this stuff to start getting prepared to come down here for the rookie mini camp, and it's just been, baby steps here and there with, being acclimated to the NFL, and I mean, it definitely just feels similar to like what it was when I was a freshman at MSU. It's kind of a you kind of restart in life a little bit, and especially going from playing quarterback to playing special teams. There's so many things that are surreal. So it was, I grew up, NFL was everything to me, and so it's very special to obviously represent the Raiders organization and to be down here and obviously be part of it. It's been amazing.
I just have 2 more for you.
Yeah.
When you're on the sideline, you're not used to being on the sideline and not either like warming up or get ready to go back in the game, right? So is it a weird experience to be on the sideline and to kind of wait for your number to be called?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it feels like my freshman year for sure. Like that's kind of how it was. That I had individual roles here and there, going in for Wildcat, going in for special teams, and so and then obviously ever since then it was like offense was the only time that I was in, and I was always in on offense, every single play. It wasn't like I rotated or anything like that. So yeah, it's very different, trying to keep your composure while you're not in, and then kind of like ramping your heart rate up and getting focused and warming up, like that, just for kickoff, and then you might go sit for a little bit and then go for a kick return and then a punt, So it is much different, and I'm still like adapting to it.
What's been the biggest challenge for you so far?
Biggest challenge for me. I don't know. I mean, I think being down here, working with Coach McMahon and working with individuals that the Raiders have, they obviously have within the organization with the coaches and the players and the management, I really don't see that there has been any, issues, I suppose. I mean, I think that, it's something that I'm taking great pride in is making every opportunity I can to prepare and like I said, doing tackling drills out here in practice, doing blocking drills, catching extra punts, all those things that are, training my eyes in a different way than they've ever been trained before. And so I just think that, maybe if anything, I'm just like in life, I think just discipline and consistency is difficult. It's simple, but it's difficult. And that's kind of what I've prided myself in, is take care of the simple but difficult things,
Sweet. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Thank
Good
you
to
so
see
much
you,
for
man.
this. Pleasure to see you.
Yeah, dude. Great.
Being in this industry since I was in college, one of the things I think we take the most pride in is Aspen Sound's been such a presence in Missoula for almost 40 years. The cool parts about our job